Hi everyone. Today I want to tell you about my life. My name is Tom and I live in a small, quiet town. My town is not big, but it is beautiful. There are many trees, small houses, and friendly people. In the morning I hear birds singing, and in the evening I watch the sunset over the hills. I love my town because it is peaceful and everyone knows each other. I am a baker. Do you know what a baker does? Yes, a baker makes bread, cakes, and cookies. Every morning, I wake up very early before the sun rises. While most people are still sleeping, I am already in my bakery, preparing fresh bread. I mix the flour, water, and yeast, knead the dough, and put it in the oven. Soon, the delicious smell of warm bread fills the air. People walking outside can smell it, and they smile because they know fresh bread is ready. I love my job. Every day, many people come to my bakery to buy bread, croissants, and sweet pastries. Some customers come early in the morning to get warm bread for breakfast. Others come in the afternoon for a snack with their tea or coffee. I enjoy talking to my customers because they are my friends. I know their names, their favorite bread, and even their stories. Some people come just to say hello, and that makes me very happy. Children love my bakery the most. When they come with their parents, I sometimes give them a small cookie for free. Their faces light up with joy and they say, "Thank you, Tom." That is the best part of my day, seeing people happy because of my food. But my day is not just about baking. I also have a daily routine. What do I do in the morning? How do I spend my afternoons and evenings? Well, let me tell you more about my day. Every morning I wake up before the sun rises. While most people are still sleeping, my day has already begun. My alarm clock rings at 4:30 a.m., and I slowly open my eyes. The room is dark, and outside, the streets are silent. It is hard to wake up so early, but I know I have an important job to do. So, I take a deep breath, stretch my arms, and get out of bed. The first thing I do is wash my face with cold water. It helps me feel fresh and awake. Then I brush my teeth carefully, making sure they are clean. After that, I put on my work clothes, a white shirt, comfortable pants, and my apron. Now I am ready to start my day. But before I go to work, I need energy. So I go to the kitchen and prepare my breakfast. A good breakfast is very important because it gives me strength for the day. I usually eat a simple but healthy meal. I take 2 slices of bread and toast them until they are golden brown. Then, I spread some butter and jam on top. I also boil an egg because protein helps me stay strong. To drink, I make a hot cup of tea. The warm tea wakes me up completely, and I feel ready to work. While eating, I sit by the window and look outside. The sky is still dark, but I can see the first signs of morning. The stars begin to disappear, and the air feels fresh and cool. Sometimes I hear a bird chirping, welcoming the new day. It is a peaceful moment, and I enjoy it before my busy day begins. After finishing my breakfast, I check my bakery bag. Inside, I keep my keys, my notebook, and a small snack for later. I also take a quick look at my bakery schedule for the day. I like to be organized so that I know what I need to do. Now, it's time to leave for work. I put on my warm jacket and step outside. The streets are still quiet, and most of the houses have their lights off. Only a few people are awake, maybe a milkman delivering milk or a newspaper boy riding his bicycle. The cool morning air touches my face as I walk towards my bakery. My bakery is not far from my house. It takes me about 10 minutes to reach it. On the way, I pass by some familiar places, a small park with tall trees, a little cafe that will open later, and an old bookstore with many interesting books. I like this walk because it gives me time to think. Finally, I arrive at my bakery. I take out my keys, unlock the door, and step inside. The shop is dark and quiet, but soon it will be full of light, warmth, and the smell of fresh bread. I switch on the lights, tie my apron properly, and get ready for a busy and exciting day. The morning is always the busiest time in my bakery. From the moment I open the shop, customers start coming in. Some buy fresh bread for breakfast, while others take home sweet pastries for their families. I work quickly, taking orders, preparing baked goods, and greeting customers with a warm smile. The smell of fresh bread fills the air, making everyone happy. By noon, the morning rush slows down. Most people have already bought their bread, and the bakery becomes quiet for a little while. This is my chance to take a short break. I wipe my hands, remove my apron for a few minutes, and sit down to rest. Lunchtime is one of my favorite moments of the day. After working hard since early morning, I finally get to sit and enjoy a meal. I usually prepare a simple but delicious lunch. Today, I have a fresh sandwich made with my own bread, some cheese, and slices of tomato. I also have a bowl of warm soup because it gives me energy. To drink, I have a glass of fresh juice. I sit by the window in my bakery and watch the world outside. The streets are now busier than in the morning. People walk by, some heading home, others going to work or school. I see children laughing as they walk with their parents. A few customers still come in, buying bread for lunch or tea time. I enjoy watching life move around me while I eat. After finishing my meal, I clean up quickly and get ready to continue working. But before I go back to baking, I take a moment to chat with my friends. Every afternoon, some of my friends pass by my bakery. They stop for a few minutes to say hello and share a quick conversation. One of my best friends is David. He owns a small coffee shop just down the street. Sometimes he brings me a cup of hot coffee and I give him a warm croissant in return. We sit for a few minutes and talk about our day. "Busy morning?" David asks, sipping his coffee. "Yes, very busy," I reply with a smile. "But I love it. And you? How is the coffee business today?" "Oh, good as always. People love their afternoon coffee," he says. We laugh and enjoy our short break before returning to work. I also see Mrs. Johnson, an old lady who comes to my bakery every afternoon. She always buys the same thing, a small loaf of bread and a chocolate muffin. She loves to talk, and I enjoy listening to her stories about the old days. Sometimes, children from the neighborhood run inside, looking at the sweet pastries with big eyes. If they are polite and say, "Please," I sometimes give them a small cookie as a treat. Seeing their happy faces makes my day even better. But soon, it is time to get back to work. The afternoon is quieter than the morning, but there is still much to do. I check the shelves, prepare more bread for the evening customers, and make sure everything is clean and organized. The afternoon passes quickly, and before I know it, the sun begins to set. The golden light shines through the bakery windows, making everything look warm and peaceful. It is almost time to close the shop, but there are still a few things to do before I end my day. As the sun begins to set, I know my workday is almost over. The golden light from outside shines through the windows of my bakery, making everything look warm and peaceful. The smell of fresh bread and sweet pastries still fills the air, but the customers have started to leave. Some people stop by on their way home from work, picking up bread for dinner. Others come in for a last-minute treat, maybe a cake or a few cookies to enjoy with their family. I check the shelves and see that most of my bread is sold out. That makes me happy because it means people enjoyed my baking today. I start cleaning up, wiping the counters, sweeping the floor, and making sure everything is ready for tomorrow. I put away the ingredients, wash the trays, and carefully store any leftover bread. I never like to waste food, so sometimes I give extra bread to my neighbors or the people who need it. At around 7 p.m., I finally turn off the bakery lights and lock the door. Another busy day is done. I take a deep breath, feeling both tired and satisfied. As I walk home, the streets are quieter than in the afternoon. The air is cool, and I can hear the soft sounds of crickets and the distant chatter of people having dinner in their homes. Some street lights are already on, and the warm glow makes my town look even more beautiful. When I arrive home, I take off my jacket and stretch my arms. After working all day, my body feels tired, but I know I still need to eat a good meal. So I go to the kitchen and prepare my dinner. Tonight, I decide to make something simple but delicious. I boil some rice and cook a piece of chicken with fresh vegetables. While everything is cooking, I pour myself a glass of fresh orange juice. The smell of my dinner fills the kitchen, and soon my meal is ready. I sit at the dining table, enjoying every bite. Eating slowly after a long day of work feels wonderful. Sometimes I like to listen to soft music while I eat. Other times, I enjoy the quiet, letting my mind relax. After dinner, I wash the dishes and clean up the kitchen. Then I change into comfortable clothes and sit down on my cozy sofa. This is my favorite part of the day, the time when I can truly relax. I take a deep breath, feeling grateful for everything I have. Some evenings, I like to watch TV. I enjoy watching cooking shows because they give me new ideas for my bakery. Other times, I watch a lighthearted comedy to make me laugh. But tonight, I feel like reading a book. I go to my bookshelf and pick up a novel I started last week. I sit down with a warm cup of tea, open the book, and start reading. As I turn the pages, I lose myself in the story. Reading helps me escape from my busy day and travel to different places in my imagination. Sometimes I read until my eyes feel heavy. Other times I stop and just sit quietly, thinking about my dreams and plans for the future. Before I go to bed, I take a quick shower to refresh myself. The warm water relaxes my muscles, and I feel even more at peace. After that, I set my alarm for the next morning. I know that another busy day is waiting for me, but for now, it's time to rest. I lie down in bed, feeling warm and comfortable. The night outside is quiet, and the stars shine brightly in the sky. As I close my eyes, I think about all the happy moments of the day, the smiles of my customers, the laughter with my friends, and the delicious bread I baked. With a deep breath and a smile on my face, I slowly drift into sleep, ready to wake up and do it all again tomorrow. On most weekdays, I wake up early, work in the bakery, and enjoy the simple pleasures of life. But the weekends are different. I love weekends because they give me a chance to slow down and do things that I can't do during the busy work week. My weekends are filled with relaxation, small adventures, and time spent with friends and family. Let me tell you about a typical weekend in my life. Every Saturday, I still wake up early, even though I don't have to go to the bakery. My body is used to waking up early after years of working long hours, so I can't sleep in very well. I stretch my arms, get out of bed, and walk to the kitchen to make myself a nice breakfast. It's one of my favorite moments of the day. Today I decide to make pancakes. I mix the flour, eggs, milk, and sugar to make the batter. While the pancakes cook, I set the table. I put out some fresh fruit, like strawberries, blueberries, and bananas, to go with my pancakes. I also make a cup of strong coffee because it helps me feel awake and energized. I sit by the window with my breakfast, enjoying the peaceful silence of the morning. The sun has already risen, and the warm light shines through the windows. The birds are singing, and I can hear the sounds of the town slowly waking up. People begin to walk down the streets, some heading to the market, others taking a stroll with their pets. I watch them as I eat, feeling content and calm. After finishing my breakfast, I spend some time cleaning up the kitchen. I enjoy cleaning, not because it's a chore, but because it gives me a sense of accomplishment. The kitchen always looks better after a good cleaning, and I feel like I'm preparing for the rest of the day. Once everything is clean, I decide to go outside and enjoy the fresh air. Saturdays are my chance to take a walk around the town and enjoy the sights. I put on my comfortable shoes and a light jacket, then step outside. The streets are a little busier than during the week, as families are out shopping, running errands, and enjoying the weekend. As I walk, I pass by some familiar places: the little park with its green trees, the coffee shop where David works, and the old bookstore with its shelves full of stories. I love the feel of the town on weekends. There's a kind of peaceful energy that makes me feel alive. Today, I decide to visit the market. It's only a short walk away, and I enjoy the hustle and bustle of the place. The market is full of fresh vegetables, fruits, flowers, and homemade goods. I love buying fresh ingredients for cooking. As I walk through the market, I stop at a fruit stand and pick out some ripe apples, pears, and a bunch of bananas. I also stop by the cheese stall, where I buy a block of my favorite cheese. I always try to buy local products because they are fresher and taste better. After my visit to the market, I head home and put my fresh food away. It's still early in the afternoon, so I have some time to relax before I meet up with my friends. On weekends, I like to spend a few hours reading or watching something interesting. Today, I choose to read a book that I started last week. It's a mystery novel, and I love how the story keeps me on the edge of my seat. I sit comfortably on the sofa with a cup of tea in hand and get lost in the pages of the book. The hours pass by quickly as I read, and soon it's time to get ready to meet my friends. Every Saturday afternoon, I meet up with a few of my closest friends to catch up and have fun. We usually meet at the local cafe, where the atmosphere is warm and inviting. The cafe has big windows that let in lots of sunlight, and the smell of freshly brewed coffee fills the air. I arrive a little early, so I order my usual, an espresso and a small piece of cake. It's a simple treat, but it's something I look forward to every weekend. Soon, my friends arrive. There's David, the coffee shop owner, Sarah, who works as a teacher, and Jack, who is a photographer. We always sit at the same table by the window, and we chat about our week, what's going on in our lives, our plans for the future, and the things we enjoy doing. "Tom, how's the bakery going?" David asks. "It's going well," I reply with a smile. "Busy, as usual, but I enjoy it. People really love my bread and pastries." "That's great to hear," Sarah says. "You're always working hard. What's your secret?" I laugh. "The secret is waking up early and doing what you love. That's the key." We all laugh and enjoy our time together. We share stories, talk about our dreams, and laugh at silly jokes. It's the perfect way to spend an afternoon with good friends. We sometimes stay for hours, just talking and enjoying each other's company. After the cafe, we usually decide to take a walk in the park. The park is a beautiful place, with big trees, flowers, and a small lake. Sometimes we sit by the lake and watch the ducks swim. Other times, we walk along the paths and talk more. It's a peaceful way to end the afternoon. As the sun begins to set, we say our goodbyes and head home. I feel lucky to have such good friends, and I always look forward to our weekend meetings. Once I'm home, I prepare a light dinner. I usually make a salad or a soup, something simple and healthy after a day of fun and relaxation. I eat slowly, enjoying the taste of fresh food. After dinner, I clean up the kitchen and relax in the living room. Sometimes I watch a movie, other times I read more of my book. As the night goes on, I feel content. I've had a fulfilling day with good food, good friends, and some time to myself. I know that tomorrow will bring another busy day in the bakery, but for now, I'm happy to relax and enjoy the peaceful evening. Before I go to bed, I take a moment to think about everything I've done during the weekend. I feel grateful for my work, my friends, and the life I've built in this small town. I smile, knowing that tomorrow is a new day, full of opportunities and possibilities. I fall asleep quickly, ready for whatever the next week will bring. One of the things I love most about my bakery is the surprise moments that happen every once in a while. You see, not every day is the same in the bakery. Sometimes, something special happens that makes the day feel even more memorable. Let me tell you about one of those days. It started like any other day. I woke up early, just as the sun began to rise, and I followed my usual morning routine. I had my breakfast, prepared my bakery tools, and got ready for the busy day ahead. The bakery was quiet when I first opened the door, and everything was calm and peaceful. The smell of fresh bread and pastries filled the air as I got to work, shaping dough, kneading bread, and arranging the cakes for display. But around mid-morning, something unexpected happened. The doorbell rang, and a woman walked into the bakery. She had a big smile on her face and a large shopping bag in her hands. "Good morning," she said cheerfully. "I'm looking for something very special today." I smiled and greeted her back. "Good morning. What can I help you with?" "I need a cake for a celebration," she explained. "It's my daughter's birthday today, and I want to surprise her with something special. She loves chocolate." I could tell that she was excited, so I wanted to make sure I helped her pick the perfect cake. "We have a variety of chocolate cakes here," I said, pointing to the display. "But if you're looking for something unique, I can also bake a custom cake for you. What do you think your daughter would like?" The woman thought for a moment, her eyes bright with ideas. "She loves animals. Maybe a cake shaped like a little cat, with chocolate and some cute decorations." I loved the idea. That sounds like a perfect cake for a birthday celebration. I can make it for you, no problem. We talked about the details, and I made sure I had all the ingredients I needed. I wanted the cake to be special, just like she imagined. After a few minutes, the woman left the bakery to do some other errands, and I immediately began preparing. The first thing I did was bake the chocolate cake. I carefully measured the ingredients, making sure the texture of the batter was just right. While the cake was baking, I started thinking about the decorations. I wanted to make the cat look as cute as possible, so I thought about using chocolate frosting for the ears, eyes, and nose. I also planned to add some colorful sprinkles around the edges to make it extra fun. When the cake was done baking, I carefully took it out of the oven and let it cool. It smelled amazing, rich and sweet, with just the right amount of cocoa. While the cake cooled, I started preparing the frosting. I mixed the chocolate, sugar, and butter, working until the frosting was smooth and creamy. Then, I began decorating the cake, following the design I had in my mind. It took time and patience, but when I finished, I stepped back and looked at the cake. It was beautiful. The little chocolate cat was smiling up at me, with its small eyes and cute ears. The cake looked like a perfect birthday treat, and I couldn't wait to see the woman's reaction when she saw it. About an hour later, the woman returned to pick up the cake. When she saw it, her face lit up with surprise and happiness. "Oh my goodness," she said, her eyes wide. "It's perfect. She's going to love it." I felt proud of my work. It was always special to see a customer so happy with something I had created. "I'm so glad you like it. I hope your daughter has a wonderful birthday." "Thank you so much, Tom," she said, smiling. "You really made this day even more special." She left with the cake in hand, and I watched her walk out of the bakery. The moment was a reminder of why I love baking so much. It's not just about making food, it's about making moments that people remember and enjoy. The rest of the day was a little quieter, but I felt a sense of happiness that stayed with me. The cake was a small part of someone's big day, and that made me feel proud of the work I do. I continued baking, but now I had a smile on my face. As the day came to an end and the sun began to set, I felt grateful for the unexpected moments like these. They remind me that every day can bring something special, whether it's a new customer, a surprise order, or just a small, happy moment that makes everything worth it. After cleaning up the bakery and preparing for tomorrow, I closed the door and headed home. I felt content knowing I had made someone's day brighter with a simple cake. That night, as I lay in bed, I thought about the little things in life, the small joys and moments of happiness that make everything feel worthwhile. I knew that tomorrow I'd be back at the bakery, ready to bake more bread and make more people smile. But for now I was happy, knowing that today had been a good day. After another busy day in the bakery, I slowly make my way home. The evening air feels cool against my skin, and I take a deep breath, appreciating the calmness that comes with the end of a long day. There's something special about the quiet moments before the night fully settles in. It's the time when everything that happened throughout the day seems to sink in, and I can truly reflect on the things I've done, the people I've met, and the small joys that made my day meaningful. When I get home, I take off my shoes and coat, feeling a sense of relief. The familiar warmth of my home welcomes me. It's cozy and peaceful, with the soft light from the lamp casting gentle shadows on the walls. The sound of the wind outside is a quiet hum, like nature itself is winding down for the night. I always love this moment, the time when everything slows down, and I know that I can finally relax. I head straight to the kitchen and prepare a simple dinner. There's no rush tonight. I've already done all the hard work for the day. As I cook, I enjoy the rhythm of it. I chop vegetables, stir a pot of soup, and listen to the soft sizzle of food cooking. The process is soothing, like a routine that tells me it's time to transition from the busy day to the peaceful night. I've been feeling especially grateful lately. Life isn't always perfect, but I have so many good things to be thankful for. The bakery, my friends, the time I get to spend doing the things I love, it all brings me joy. I know that not everyone gets to do something they enjoy every day, and I'm lucky to be in a place where I can wake up every morning and bake bread, cakes, and pastries that make people happy. As I sit down to enjoy my dinner, I take my time. It's quiet in the house, and the soft clinking of my utensils against the plate is the only sound. I savor every bite, appreciating the comfort of a simple meal after a full day. The food tastes fresh and satisfying, and I can feel my body unwinding with every bite. After finishing dinner, I clean up the kitchen slowly, not rushing through it, taking care to put everything back in its place. Once the dishes are washed and the kitchen is clean, I feel ready for the next part of my evening. It's time to relax. I head to the living room, where the soft glow of the lamps makes everything feel calm and inviting. I sit on my favorite chair by the window, the place where I often spend the quiet moments of my evening, looking out at the night sky. There's a peace in the silence that I truly appreciate. The world outside is quiet now, the streets empty, and the only sound is the gentle rustling of leaves in the trees. I take a deep breath and close my eyes for a moment. This is the time I use to reflect on my day. I think about the customers who came into the bakery, the conversations I had with my friends, and the small moments that made the day special. I feel a sense of fulfillment knowing that I've worked hard, done my best, and contributed something positive to the world. Even the smallest act, like baking a loaf of bread, has meaning when it brings a little joy to someone's life. After a while, I grab a book from the shelf. Reading is one of my favorite ways to unwind, and tonight, I feel like reading something light. A story that will take me far from my own world, if only for a little while. I settle in and open the first page, letting the words wash over me as I lose myself in the story. It's not a long book, but it's one that has always made me smile, and tonight it feels like the perfect way to end my day. As I read, I think about the future. It's strange to think that every day is a small step towards something bigger. I know that tomorrow will bring new challenges, new people, and new experiences, but for tonight, I'm content with where I am. I've done my best, and that's enough. I've built something I'm proud of, and I've surrounded myself with good people. There's always room for growth, but I'm happy with the life I've created so far. Eventually, I feel my eyes growing heavy. The book slips from my hands, and I smile, realizing it's time for bed. I close the book and set it aside, stretching my arms and legs as I stand up. I take one last look around the room, appreciating the comfort of my home, the place where I can be myself, where I can rest and recharge for the next day. I head to the bathroom to wash up before bed. The warm water of the shower feels like a gentle hug for my body. It relaxes me even more, and soon I'm ready to sleep. I slip into my pajamas, feeling the softness of the fabric against my skin. I climb into bed, adjusting the covers to make sure I'm comfortable. As I lie there, I think about how lucky I am. My days are simple, but they are full of meaning. I'm doing what I love, surrounded by the people I care about, and finding happiness in the small moments. Tomorrow is a new day, and I'm excited for whatever it will bring. But for now, I'm content to close my eyes and let the peaceful quiet of the night fill my thoughts. I take a deep breath, and with a sense of gratitude, I drift off to sleep, knowing that tomorrow will be another wonderful day, full of opportunities, challenges, and moments that make life worth living. I'm ready for it, but tonight I let go and allow myself to rest, knowing that everything is exactly as it should be.